Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Mark Krebs. I'm a gold qualified consultant with Team Sunset, part of Team Empire, Team World Explorer, and Team Rising Tide. Welcome to today's training about the 21-day booking procedures and fraud detection and prevention tips. What you are going to need to know to book those last minute clients that you are going to get. A little bit about myself. I have been with Archer and Evolution for just over 3 years, but I have been an agent for over 11 years, so I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that I can provide to you guys while teaching this course. So I hope you get a lot out of it today. So the first thing that we need to talk about with this particular topic is, why are these procedures important? So these procedures are important is because they are in place to protect you, the agent, from any fraudulent bookings that may come across your desk or your phone or your email in these cases. Now, in the first 6 months of 2023, there were over approximately $150,000 in credit card chargebacks due to fraudulent bookings. I do need to get some updated numbers from Archer. But one thing that even those numbers seem to tell us is that a red flag should always be raised when you are asked to do um, a very quick turnaround booking. So one within 21 days, especially if you don't know that client. Okay. This is when most fraudulent bookings occur for new and experienced travel agents alike. For example, there have been some issues with Delta Vacations and them having a lot of fraudulent bookings slip through. Now, with many of you being new to Archer, you won't have access to Delta Vacations for another month or two. As you get access, you can request access to them once you've been with us for 2 months. But there was a temporary stop sell placed on Delta Vacations to experienced agents due to the number of fraudulent bookings that were coming across and the lack of Delta Vacations willingness to work further with Archer and strengthening their credit card fraud procedures. So that's why these are important. Um, these procedures are in place. Now, Angela just asked, is it better when it is paid in cash than it is last minute? No, you never ever want to take cash from a client, period. And you never make a booking using your own card. Okay, it gets really sticky if there are any refunds involved. So if a client wants to pay you in cash, politely decline it and direct them to go to their bank or their local Walmart, grocery store, 7-Eleven, wherever they can get a prepaid debit card. Okay, that way there is a trail. And you especially want to be sure that if they're trying to pay cash for a trip, even though it's last minute, you still need to be very wary of the fact that it is last minute, especially if you don't know them. So, really, what you need to look out for is, if a booking seems to be too good to be true, it usually is. And I will share a couple of examples of that that have come across my email um, in the past year and a half later on in the training. But when you are ever in doubt about a booking that is coming across for you guys, ask your mentor, ask your upline, so your gold or your platinum leader, call Archer. Okay, those are your safeguards. And when in doubt, you can always refuse the booking. Okay, it's better to be safe than sorry and to cover yourself and not be out of pocket yourself. So let's talk about what we mean by a 21-day booking. So as you can see here, I have this calendar of this May. Okay. So today is May the 7th. Anytime in this yellow highlighted area, if somebody was to make a booking with the travel date within this area, that is considered a 21-day booking. Okay. And this only applies to certain suppliers. There are 12 specific suppliers that this applies to. Okay. And we'll go over them here shortly. So it's not all suppliers that this applies to, but only a certain 12. And I've already mentioned one of them, Delta Vacations. But you need to take a look at your calendar and count if it is within, if they're trying to make the booking and depart within those 21 days, then still be very wary of it. Okay. So if you are trying to book travel for a client within 21 days of departure, this is what you have to follow. This is the procedure that you must follow. You must submit the completed credit card authorization form and send the booking information to Archer Travel, okay, to the email address below, 21daybookings@archertravel.com. Now, along with that credit card authorization form, you must send a copy of the cardholder's ID. You must send a picture of the credit card number with all but the last four numbers of the card blacked out. Okay, these are the same processes that you follow when you get the credit card authorization form signed by the client. But in this case, the client has to have a physical signature on it. They cannot just type their signature on it. So when you send it to them, you have to tell them they need to sign it using their finger or a stylus, or they can download it, print it, sign it, scan it, and email it back to you. Now, the 21-day booking procedures apply to these 12 suppliers only, and six of them are located in VAX, and they are ALG Vacations. So Apple Vacations, American Airlines Vacation, AM Resort Collection, Beds Online, Blue Sky Tours Hawaii, Fun Jet Vacation, Pleasant Holidays, which for a couple of you, you can request access to after being with us for a month, Ski.com, Southwest Vacations, Travel Impressions, United Vacations, and Delta Vacations World Agent Direct. Okay, so the six that are located in VAX include Apple, Blue Sky, FunJet, Southwest Vacations, Travel Impressions, and United Vacations. So that takes ALG Vacations all at once. So anybody you're trying to put together a package for a client within 21 days, I would suggest using another supplier such as Expedia Tap or Vacation Express if you are registered with them, Downtown Travel, somebody like that. And when in doubt, again, go to your mentor, go to your team chat, have talk to anybody you need to get help with this type of booking. Okay? So are there any questions about the 12 suppliers that you're required to follow the 21-day rules that Archer has in place? Now, I will say this, there has been a change. This is more so for Victoria with Delta Vacations. If it is within 10 days of leaving, you must actually call Archer Travel and and they will make the booking for you. So, if you are booking with Delta Vacations and it is within 10 days of the departure date, you must now call Archer to make the booking. Yes, Lisa. Okay. So, I'm just going to go over how to correctly fill out the credit card authorization form for you guys. And you should have all been shown this in your new agent orientation, or if you have watched my forms training or anybody else's forms training, um, depending on what team you're on. So the top part is very self-explanatory. You're going to have your business name, address, and this is the only time that you must have your home address on a form that your clients can see. Okay, and this is for the credit card company in case of a dispute or a chargeback. Your city, state, and zip, telephone number, and email address. Your client's name, and then where it says independent contractor, this will be your name. Yes, and that is correct, Amanda. If you did it through Expedia Tap, you do need to hold on to the credit card authorization form, though, for 6 months post travel, along with the copy of the photo ID and the credit card for your client. That is Archer policy in case of a chargeback or a dispute during that time. Yep. So, and then you are going to put the guest name, the trip type, and the name of the supplier, the confirmation, booking or reservation number, whatever it's called, depending on the supplier, and then the departure date and return date. Your client will then fill out the remaining information. And it is in red in the credit card authorization form that they need to attach a copy of their ID, so driver's license or passport, and the front of their credit card number with all but the last four numbers of the card blacked out. Okay. We do need an actual signature on the form. So you can just send it in Adobe and request that your client sign it that way. Adobe Acrobat PDF Reader is free and it allows your client to fill and sign electronically. Always remind your client that the charge on their credit card or charges if you're using multiple suppliers, if you're booking excursions or anything like that, will be coming from the name of the suppliers that you are using and not you, not Archer Travel. Okay. So Apple Vacations, Project Expedition, Viator, etc. Whoever you are using. Here is an example of a correctly completed credit card authorization form. This is one that I use as an example because this is one that I did for myself. That is my actual electronic signature down there at the bottom. This was from a couple of years ago, or about a year and a half ago. So, but you can see it has all the contact information filled out, everything. Even if you're traveling yourself, guys, fill out a credit card authorization form in case your credit card company bounces it back as fraudulent or potential fraud on your card. That way you have documentation showing that it's not. So just a good rule of thumb, especially if it's a last minute trip. And you, the agent, still have to follow these procedures, even if it is for your own travel. Okay, so make note of that. You still want to work the booking. You still want to qualify your client. You still want to do the research on that booking and quote it. Okay, you will still, and then you will work it just like a 21-day booking with, if you're working with any of those 12 listed vendors that I listed in the previous slide. Okay. So you just send it to 21-day bookings at archertravel.com with the booking number, the photo of the credit card with the last four digits, with all but the last four digits blacked out, and the client or cardholder's ID, so passport or driver's license, and the credit card authorization form. Okay. Any questions about that? So let's get into some fraud prevention tips, guys. No third parties paying for the trip. The credit card does not match the traveler's name. Get the credit card authorization and driver's license of that credit card holder. Okay. So, unless it is somebody who you really know, like a mother or parents buying a trip for a graduating senior from college, or new in-laws buying their newlyweds their honeymoon trip, those would be the only exceptions that I know of. Really, don't take any third party authorizations. Okay. Make sure that the client information on the credit card authorization matches the card, the driver's license. Check the phone number, address, and email address that it comes from. If something comes up weird, then guys, it's too good to be true. Get Archer involved, get your upline involved, still work the booking, but don't put anything through, and get everybody involved that you need to. Archer is good at sniffing this stuff out. Several ways to detect travel fraud. Okay. A Facebook inquiry. You live in Detroit and it's coming from Seattle, from somebody you don't know. High likelihood of fraud. They don't want to ever talk to you on the phone, but only want to use email. Never a good thing. Okay. Never a good thing. The booking seems to be too good to be true. Penthouse suites at Atlantis in 6 days. That's too good to be true, guys. That's a fraudulent booking more than likely. Your client refuses to fill out the credit card authorization form. That is a huge red flag, and that is one that says no. Uh-uh. I'm not taking that booking because you need to protect you, your business's reputation, and whoever's credit card information that they may have stolen. If they're in a hurry to book, they need to travel that day, the next day, or the following day. Okay, that's usually too fast. That is a big, big red flag. Okay, I thought I had the email examples on my slideshow. Apparently, I do not today. So I apologize for that. But guys, ultimately, remember that it is your responsibility to completely qualify your client properly prior to any booking that you make. Okay, not just bookings 21 days or less. We have a whole qualification checklist that you can find in the travel cafe that Archer has put together for us with simple questions you can ask to qualify your clients and make your job that much easier. Remember, too, that you, the agent, are responsible for paying any chargebacks that are issued against a booking that you do, and you could lose your position with Archer and Evolution Travel should there be a chargeback, as there is a zero tolerance policy in place. Okay, what that means is if you do not do your due diligence, you do not get all the required information, and there's a chargeback, and you can not provide that information that Archer asks for, then you could be liable to pay those entire booking costs. Finally, guys, if you have any questions, please make sure to reach out to your mentor, your gold, your platinum leader, to other leaders in your team chat, or especially to Archer. They are there for us Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Okay. They are there for us. They've been in this business for 72 years. They know how to sniff out fraudulent bookings. They know what fraudulent documents look like. You have a question, reach out. don't hesitate to say something if you think something's wrong with information you're getting or something seems too good to be true. You have the right to refuse service for anybody. So, as a small business owner, it's your job to protect your business. So, does anybody have any questions right now for me with the 21-day booking procedures or any of the fraud detection and prevention tips that I have given you? Perfect. And ignore that agent meeting on Calendly. I knew I had forgotten to update something. So if you guys do want to set up a meeting with me about this, or anything else that I teach, feel free to. I just put the correct um link to my Calendly into the chat. I need to update that slide. Sorry about that. But you guys are more than welcome to contact me either through Facebook. You can follow or friend me on Facebook. Uh, Give me a call or send me a text at the number 605 Email me, or you guys, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more trainings. You will see the trainings that I post every Wednesday. I do my trainings on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So, but are there any last minute questions? If you guys do want to catch a replay of this, I will be sending this out to all the team leaders. So, but if not, thank you all very much for being here. And I wish you all happy booking and happy Travel Agent Appreciation Month.